All right, what characteristics make people successful? If you could just give me some ideas, I'll start to write them down here.
Organized.
Organized.
Consistent.
Okay.
Passion. Oh, sorry.
What?
Passion.
Passion. Okay.
This is skills, right?
I just want to know what characteristics. Don't do anything yet. Not till I tell you, Kim.
Okay, well, persistent.
Okay. Passion. Persistence.
Authenticity.
Okay.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Drive.
Right.
Brett. A silly question. Are you trying to put them on the screen for us to see? Or is that not this game?
Well, that was supposed to be the game.
Type it and I can see. It's horrible spelling, sir.
Oh yeah, you should see all the red lines I have here. I'll share that with you in just a second. I'll put it up in just a second, and so you can see. Grit, drive. Those are the last ones.
Exactly.
Some more. Curiosity.
Communicator.
Okay.
A good support group.
Okay.
You need to have a coach, partner, mentor, somebody, somebody who can motivate you with experience and pushes you through.
Okay.
Willing to listen to that person.
One word.
Coach, mentor. Other ideas?
Empathic.
What?
Empathic.
Empathic.
E-M-P-A.
Empathetic.
That's the same.
Okay. What's that? Willing to fail.
Oh, that's a hard one, but true.
You know, see the big picture.
Big picture.
Action. Fearless.
Fearless. Oh, okay.
Resilient.
Resilient.
Like, ready, shoot.
Other ideas?
Patient.
Patient.
Do you have, like, willing to learn or trainable? I don't know if that.
Trainable, we do not.
You gotta go in and embrace the suck.
I'm sorry?
Embrace the suck. In other words, you gotta, when it gets tough, you don't give up, you're working through it.
What was the words?
Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. Dave, I've not heard that one before. I think we need a poster that says that.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to all right. Here's what we've got. Look at that. If we've got some more, we'll add a couple more.
Healthy.
Healthy.
All successful.
Okay.
Okay, is that go? Almost.
Is that supposed to be a dig?
Wasn't checking spelling.
And that's the one proactive.
Proactive. Oh, obviously for the next group, I got to add that to my list of don'ts. Anything else? Honest? Good. We'll do one more.
Determined.
Determined. Okay. Awesome.
And grateful. Grateful is the last one.
I'm done. I said one more. All right. Great list. We're going to come back to this list in a minute. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about the Carnegie Triangle, but before we talk about the Carnegie Triangle, I want to talk about the man himself, Andrew Carnegie. So for those of you that might be a little younger than I am and don't remember, Andrew Carnegie was a Scottish industrialist. He founded a steel company that eventually became part of U.S. Steel. You may have heard that company out of Pittsburgh. But really, one of his passions was his philanthropy, where he took his money and invested it back into the communities, and a lot of the work that he did was around education. So things that you are probably familiar with. Carnegie Hall was because of his philanthropy. Carnegie Mellon University, and then the Carnegie Foundation, which does a lot of research around education. So they're the ones that put together this idea of the Carnegie Triangle. And the Carnegie Foundation went out and did a survey and said, you know, what really makes people successful? And they found out that there's really 3 key attributes to success: skills, attitude, and knowledge. Does that really surprise anybody? You know, that those are really the 3 fundamentals for success? No, not really, right? So they also looked at it and said, geez, you know, how much of success is associated with each one of these? And they found out that it's not an equilateral triangle, that really the success is mostly attributable to the attitude. The attitude that you bring to your job is what is going to be making you successful, much more so than skills and knowledge. So 85% of success can be attributed to the attitude, and only 15% is attributed to the skills and knowledge that you bring.
You can look at attitude as, and skills being almost synonymous.
Well, the way they looked at it is that you need the proper attitude to go out and acquire knowledge and skills, and really skills is just the application of knowledge. If I go learn something, my skills are saying, oh, I went to college, I learned something, I now can go apply that knowledge in my job. The attitude is about, hey, you know, I'm willing to go out and find these things. I'm willing to go out and try something different. And I'm actually a prime example of this Carnegie Triangle, where I've had several jobs over the course of my life where I came into it and I had bosses that saw something in me, and the job that they wanted me to move into, I didn't have the skills to do. One example is I was offered a job to be a quality manager. I'd never been a quality manager before in a manufacturing facility. But they said, well, Shawn, you know how to work with customers, you know how to work with people, but you know, the quality manager stuff, we can teach you. It's some of the other things that you do that are good. And we know that you have a great attitude, that you're going to go out and you're going to learn how to do that stuff. So that's just an example of how the Carnegie Triangle works. So now, we're going to go back. And we're going to look at it and we're going to say, hey, we're going to look at our list that we put together. Okay, and Kim, this is where you're going to help me. Okay, knowing that the 3 attributes are attitude, skills, and knowledge. We're going to go through all of these. And yes, you're going to see all my spelling errors along here. We're going to go through each one of them. And let's talk about, is that really attitude, is that skills, or is that knowledge? And we're going to have Kim take a little survey along the way, and we're going to see kind of how we came up with on our ideas. Organized, attitude, skills, or knowledge? Skill. Okay, so you put a little check mark in skill. Good. Consistent? Attitude. Passion? Attitude. This is persistence.
Nobody said anything.
Attitude, okay. Authenticity. Attitude, okay. Communicator. Skill. Curiosity. Okay. Grit. Drive. Confidence. Good support group. Might be knowledge. Yeah. That's a tough one, yep. A coach or a mentor. Knowledge, okay. Empathetic. Attitude. Willing to fail. Attitude. Big picture. Can see the big picture. Skill? Yeah, okay. Embrace the suck.
Attitude.
I am going to remember that one. Attitude.
All capital attitude.
Trainable.
Attitude.
No, that's attitude.
Attitude. Patient. Resilient. Fearless. Healthy. Skill, knowledge, skill, maybe, Tech savvy. Skill. Proactive. Attitude. Honest. And determined. Determined. Sorry. Determined. Attitude. Kim, tell us, how many check marks do we have for attitude?
Under attitude, we have 18.
18.
Skills, we have 5. And knowledge, we have 2.
2. So just based off our own work, when you didn't have anything that was driving your decision making or anything like that, all the stuff that we came up with respect to what's going to be successful, what makes us successful, really came down to attitude, right? So, I got to go.
Check savvy.
Hey, I have a remote. She doesn't have a remote. I have a remote.
I don't have a lot.
All right, so now get with your partner again. And you'll see this on your application exercise. And get with your partner and answer these 2 questions. How can I use this information in my work or my life? And what do I commit to do differently now? So one of the things we always do in coaching is at the end of our sessions is what did we learn and what are we going to do different with that? How are we going to use what we've learned? So you got 5 minutes again with your partner. Answer these 2 questions.